Shalom. First and foremost, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Shalom to the elect, 144,000 first and foremost. That'll be pushing His truth in all sincerity in the four quarters of the earth in these times. Lord, willing we be at that number. I'm your brother Tobiah Yakuna coming at you with a video, Lord willing, is edifying. Just going into Revelation, the 12th chapter. All right, the woman and the dragon. Okay, this is it says, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman, and that woman is Israel, clothed with the sun. All right, the sun represents knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right, the sun and the moon, the Salakia. So it says clothed with the sun and the moon. So the sun and the moon represent knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. 8:1 real quick. All right, it says, who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. All right, so the sun and the moon, they shine. Wisdom is, and knowledge, understanding is likened to the sun and the moon. Right? Back to Revelation 12:1. It says, under her feet and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. All right, and those are the 12 tribes. Let's go to Genesis 37 and 9. Right. Actually, Genesis 37 and 9. It reads, and he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. And so that's, this is Joseph in Egypt. He's giving his brothers a dream, or he's sharing a dream with his brothers. All right, obeisance meaning bow. Okay, so it says, so when it says crown, it's talking of a rulership. All right. By way of the kingdom. All right, so we'll reread it again. Revelation 12:1, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. All right, again, that woman, Israel, sun and the moon, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. The crown is rulership by way of the kingdom, and the 12 stars are the 12 tribes of Israel, 12 sons of Jacob. All right, verse 2, and she being with child. All right, and this is it's kind of like twofold. So it's kind of going into Mary. And it says child is Yahweh Shai. It says, and she being with child cried. All right, so let's go to Matthew 1. Right. And 21. This book of Matthew chapter 1 and verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name, says here Jesus, but we know his name is Yahweh Shai, for he shall save his people from their sins. Right, Yahweh Shai meaning he savior, he deliverer. Okay. All right, back to Revelation 12 and verse 2. Travailing in birth. All right, let's go to Matthew 11 and 12. Salakia. So that travailing goes into catching hell, by the Romans. Right, this is the book of Matthew chapter 11 and verse 12. It says, and from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. Yeah, the violent. The Romans. All right. They're the violent ones, or the Edomites. All right. And the kingdom of heaven is the nation of Israel. All right. John the Baptist, we know that was the cousin of Yahweh Shai. So back to Revelation 12 and 2. It says, and pained to be delivered. Again, going into that, catching hell from the Romans. All right. Give me a second. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. So this is, again, like it kind of jumps back and forth between like a twofold type of a scripture. Is talking about Mary with Yahweh Shai, pregnant with Yahweh Shai, but you can also liken that to Israel, the nation of Israel, coming into the kingdom. And before we come into the kingdom, the elect, we're going to have to catch hell, man. Revelation 12 and 12, it speaks about how the devil knoweth that he have but a short time. And you can see that right now with Trump. He's gearing up to start. That his scope is on these major cities. He's already put the Scopeo, the wicked Scopeo, on DC. Starting with their homeless. All right, and with ICE, you got the ICE thing going on, and it's just going to get worse and worse. All right, verse 3, Revelation 12 and verse 3, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon. All right, and that red and crimson represents sin in many cases. and especially in this case right here. But the great red dragon is the ancient Roman Empire. All right. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 2 and verse 3. It reads, "When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him." Right. So this is talking about Yahushua being born in Bethlehem, and Herod knew he knew about the prophecy. It says, "And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Mashiach," or it says Christ here, "should be born. And they said unto him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel." Right, Yahushua. "Then Herod, when he had privately called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, Go and search diligently for the young child, and when ye have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also." Right, so Herod is using, trying to be tricky, as if he's going to worship the Lord, but really what he wants to do is kill the Lord. All right. Okay, so that's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and go back